Hello everyone, I am here to share some knowledge with you. So, as we all know, stock market is something that is a matter of hot topic for everyone. So, let's understand today some of the topics related to stock market. So, I'm here with one of the basic questions that many people ask uh, everywhere. So, for the topic of discussion today is what is the difference between IPO versus follow-on public offer, and what is a difference between rights issue as well as follow-on public offer. Simultaneously, what is different in offer for sale and what is QIP, qualified institutional placement. So slowly we'll cover every topic. So the very first item is IPO, that is initial public offering. So let's understand with a story, so that will be a good learning for everyone. So let's start. Suppose there is a company called X Limited, and there are few promoter and venture capitalist. So if promoter or a company is doing good and they want additional money for a new project, let's say X Limited wants to start a branch in Washington. So for that they require money. Now they went to the bank also, but the bank refused to give a loan. Now what the company will do, the company will think to raise money from the public itself. So they will give IPO. Now what is IPO? IPO is nothing but offering of securities to general public, giving them ownership, but in return the company asks for money. Now how the value of share decided? So the share face value is decided by the company itself. It's written in prospectus. Now in the prospectus, prospectus is a document which a company needs to submit before an IPO. Now in the prospectus, the promoter's name, what will be the face value of the shares, and what will be the price band. Now price band is different than face value. Price band can be greater, can be lesser than the face value. Now price band also ranges from two prices. That, for example, let's take an example of Mindspace REIT IPO which happened. So in that, the face value of share, for example, was 10 rupees, but the price band was 27 rupees to 30 rupees. So that means those people who will bid with amount of 30 rupees are having more chances to get their shares, but those people who are reluctant to pay 30 rupees, they can even bid for 27, and they will be in the race for getting that shares, right? So this is all about IPO. So in IPO, when a company raises IPO, then the money directly gets in the hands of company. So for example, Mindspace Real Estate Investment Trust IPO that happened recently. So now let's move on to next topic, that is follow on public offer. So follow on public offer or rights issue are the two ways through which company can raise capital even after launching an IPO. Like IPO to only happen only one time. So now for follow on public offer means that if a company wants to raise their capital structure. So let's say X Limited के पास 1 lakh का capital है, they have 1 lakh capital, right? So they need additional 50,000 capital. Now where to bring that 50,000? If a company wants the ownership to be stable, means company का ownership जिनके जिनके पास है उनके पास ही रहना चाहिए, so that company can go for rights issue. So rights issue is something through which existing shareholder of the company can help the company to raise more capital. So for example, Reliance का rights issue जैसा कि आया था अभी हाल फिलहाल में Reliance Industries का, so उसमें existing shareholders get the additional shares. In return they need to pay money, but in follow on public offer different thing is that uh, in follow-on public offer, general public means new public will also become owner. So if a company, if promoter have, let's say promoters have 50% ownership. So if a company will go for follow-on public offering, then there are chances that the promoters holding in the company might decrease, because more people will be added, more people will be the owner. So proportionally, inversely proportionally, the promoter share will decrease. Okay, but in rights issue, the the ओनरशिप विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट, बिकॉज वो कंपनी जिनके जिनके पास शेयर्स है उन्हीं को वापस दे रही है वो. ओके, सो these topics might be clear to you guys. So the next is offer for sale. What is offer for sale? Offer for sale is nothing but an instrument. So with offer for sale, it is usually meant for dilution of shares, dilution of ownership. For example, uh, company when operates in market, they need to follow the guidelines of SEBI listed companies. So in that, for the benefit of public, there are certain criteria which needs to be followed. For example, promoters holding should be not more than 10%. ठीक है. So what if अगर 10% से ज़्यादा हो जाता है प्रमोटर का होल्डिंग्स, if in cases promoters holding rises from 10%, then they need to sell that share. Now why they are using offer for sale? Because they are going to sell that shares to only selected few people. For example, promoters holding became 12%. Now they want to sell off that 2% shares, 2% of their holdings. Now they will sell their 2% of holdings to anyone, to a general public, few general public, or an institution. So it's usually meant for dilution of the ownership in a company. मीन्स कभी कभी हो जाता है कि मार्केट में कंपनी का होल्डिंग ज़्यादा हो जाता है, उसको लेस करने के लिए हम लोग ऑफर फॉर सेल यूज़ करते हैं. नाउ व्हाट इज़ लास्ट? क्वालिफाइड इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्लेसमेंट. सो QIP मीन्स क्वालिफाइड इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्लेसमेंट. हेयर इज़ द वर्ड in this, it is institutional. Why I've underscored this institutional, I'll tell you. So institutional basically relates to institutional investors. One is retail investors. Retail investors like us, Mr. A, Mr. B. हम लोग के पास छोटा अमाउंट होता है, वी हैव लिटिल स्मॉल अमाउंट. बट इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स मीन्स म्यूचुअल फंड्स कंपनी. अब हम म्यूचुअल फंड्स में पैसा डालते हैं तो म्यूचुअल फंड्स तो भगवान से तो रिटर्न लाते नहीं. सो वो भी किधर पैसा इन्वेस्ट करते हैं रिटर्न कमाने के लिए. सो इवन दे ऑल्सो ऑप्ट फॉर इन्वेस्टिंग मनी, दे वोंट गेट रिटर्न फॉर फ्री, राइट? सो दे आर द इंस्टीट्यूशनल कंपनीज, यूनिट ट्रस्ट ऑफ इंडिया, Axis Securities, HDFC Securities, and other big financial companies. They all come under the umbrella of institutional investors. So when a company directly raises money, not from the general public, but uh, but directly giving the shares to big institutions. For example, IndusInd Bank has recently decided to raise the money. So uh, now confusion will be coming in your mind that what is the difference between QIP and FPO or rights issue? The difference is, guys, that QIP is meant to raise out money in from the domestic player only, and also QIP is when a company does a QIP and raises capital from that, the legal procedures are very less in comparison to follow-on public offer. Means ये थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाता है, it happens little quickly because there are not much legal formalities in this. But in case of FPO and other things, there are certain documents and correspondence between the company as well as the SEBI. So qualified institutional placement, maybe company can raise capital, but from the big investors. So hope these concepts are clear to you guys. I will be coming with more and more such knowledgeable videos. So do subscribe, like and share. So thank you guys.